Hi guys, and welcome to this really short training on how to set up your file and keep your records. Now, the first reason I would say to follow this system is because not only will it keep you organised, which will mean you won't get overwhelmed by all the post-it notes stuck all over your office, but it's going to make it duplicatable so that you can show your new team members exactly what you've done, which will encourage them to do the same as you. If you remember in Go Pro, Eric Worre talks about how important duplication is. Now, don't get me wrong, this is your own business, as I say in most trainings. You can keep your records however you like, but if you're really competent on a computer, which in fairness I am, and you keep it all in spreadsheets, not everyone's going to be able to copy that, and it could mean that your new team members can't copy what you're doing. So it doesn't hurt to keep a paper file so that everyone can see exactly what you're doing. So I'm going to run through quickly how I keep my files and how I show my team too. And again, up to you to take the advice or not, but it massively helped me when I started using this system because I could show my team exactly what to do. So it all starts with your who do you know list. When you first have a new team member, or if you're new yourself, you will have been sent one of these sheets. So I would suggest to fill it up before your first planning meetings. We've got some names to work with while we get you started. After that, what I would suggest to make things easier is to print 26, A to Z them, and either use people's first or last names to organise your people into alphabetical order. The reason I say this is because when I had my first file with my other company, I had so many hundreds of people on that list over time, and it just took me ages to find out who was on it and who wasn't. By splitting it down A to Z, it makes it so much easier. So you're going to write your people on this who do you know list, and then you're going to choose who you want to speak to that week, and you're going to take the names off there, so cross through them, so you know that you've used them, and put them onto your 7-day plan sheet. A 7-day plan is a great idea because it means when you suddenly have that 5 minutes spare and you think, right, I'm going to get on and speak to people, you haven't got to wonder who you're going to speak to. And believe me, you could spend hours sitting, or at least half an hour sitting there wondering who to speak to that day. But if on a Sunday night or whatever day you choose as your last day of the week before you start, if you've already filled this out and you've got however many people you want to speak to, it might be 3 a day, 5 a day, 25, 40, 50, whatever you've chosen for your own plan, then you know who you're going to speak, when you're going to speak to them. So perhaps the first 5 would be Monday, whether you're going to speak to them in the AM, the PM, or the evening. And you don't have to fill these bits in. If you're just happy just to ring them when you want to, you can. But I prefer to have mine planned out so I know on my time planner when I'm going to call people. It's always good to know how you're going to speak to people, whether it's phone, face to face, text, email, Facebook Messenger. And it's good to write these on here so you can actually see your patterns. So if you're struggling to recruit or to sell any products and all you can see in this column is Facebook, it means you might have to try some face-to-face contacts or some phone calls, actually speaking to someone. So I would suggest to fill this in. So if things aren't going to plan, it's a really easy way for us to identify what might be the way forward. Again, that's another reason this file's really good, because we can look at all these sheets, and as leaders we know what to look at, and we can help you change your approach or do something different to make you get better results if you're not getting the results you want. How are you going to approach the people? Again, it's really good because if you put on this sheet, you're going to be indirect with everyone, and that just means you're going to be saying, hi, it probably isn't going to be your thing, but will you have a look at this in case you know anyone? So you're looking for a third party approach then, as opposed to direct. Mate, this would be great for you. I know you'd be brilliant at it. It's good to mix all of this up so that we can see how you're approaching people, and if you're not having luck, then we can try and help you change that. And then on the end, just put the outcome. So if you've got someone in the first box and they've said, yep, send me a video about the diet drops or the business, you can put whatever you've sent, and you can tick off when you sent it so that you know you've done it. Once somebody has said yes, they will look at some information, then you can fill out a customer prospect profile. So just put their name, address, email, telephone numbers, and any relevant information in the notes. So it could be spoke to them about the diet drops, they're going to watch the video, or spoke to them about the diet drops, they're going to look at the information sheet. It could be spoke to them about the mower, hot text, they said they were going to take a bottle. Now, the reason when someone says yes, they'll look at something or they'll buy something, I'd fill this in, is because you can put it in your diary for a follow-up date. So by that, if someone says they're going to try a bottle of mower, I would personally write on that date section 2 days' time, and in the notes write follow up to see if they like the taste, if they've remembered to take it, and that they can stomach it. So put that in your diary, and then also put it in the diary for when you've got to follow up when you know they're going to be running low. So I would follow up on about day 9 or 10 to see how they're feeling, how they're getting on, and ask, are they ready for the next bottle to be ordered, so that you can supply it to them before they run out. So whether they're a prospect or whether they're a customer, you can put this information sheet in your 1 to 31. That's your calendar, your diary in your file. So if someone said yes, you keep a record of everyone that said yes, they'll look, yes, they'll buy. You can keep separate ones for products and separate ones for business, or you can put it all together. So you put their name, whether they were warm or cold, because again, we can see how much success you're having from each type of market. So warm just means you know the person, cold means it's someone random that you didn't know or you've met. Then their phone number, the date, what happened, and then the date for follow-up. I would write this in pencil too, because the date for follow-up is going to change. So you might follow up in 2 days with a mower contact, and they say, actually, I haven't been drinking it. So you'll follow up in 2 days, so you can rub out that day and put the new date that you're going to follow up and what you're going to follow up with in the details section. If someone buys or if someone joins, I would highlight them on here so you can see you've had some success with somebody. So anyone that says, no, yep, I looked at that, I'm not interested, cross them out, and then you can put them on your no sheet because they said no or not for now, and you can pop them in your diary. So the prospect profile sheet that you just saw on the last slide, you can put on there the details that they weren't interested, and you can put them in your diary for maybe 3 months if you like them, 6 months if you don't, and then follow up and just say, look, 3 months has passed, I've had some really good success with people drinking the mower, are you interested in having another look at it, or maybe another product? So that's if someone says yes, they go in your pipeline. If they say no straight away, they just go onto your no or your not now sheet. I would aim, if you're looking to earn some decent money out of this business, to fill that sheet in once a month and get 100 people to say no. Because the more people that say no, you are going to get some yeses. So don't judge your success on how many people say yes. See how many no's you get, because that means you're doing the work. And all these people that say no are going to be watching you, so you can go back to them when you've put them in your diary. So if they say yes, put them on your pipeline, put their sheet in your diary for when you're going to follow up. If they say no, cross them off your pipeline because they're not an active person then, and just pop the sheet on here, pop the sheet in your diary, write their name on here, and you will come back to them later down the line when you've had some more success. That's a copy of a diary sheet there. You can put the name, contact and details, or you can just put the prospect profile sheet in the diary for the correct month. So you'll have a January to December in your file as well. So to run through the sheets that are going to be in your diary, you're going to have your who do you know list. You're going to have some prospect profile sheets. You're going to have your 7-day plan. You're going to have your pipeline for people who say yes. You're going to have your no sheet for people who say no, and you're going to put them in your diary. So you're going to have a January to December. And for the people who said yes, you're going to put their sheet in your 1 to 31 so that you know when to follow up with them. The only other thing I'd pop in your file is an A to Z so that you've got relevant information that you need to put your hands on. If someone asks you a question about mower, you can go to M and pull out your fact sheet. Again, you can do this all on your computer if you prefer to. The only difference is that your computer's not with you all the time. You can leave your file in your car. And also, it means people who aren't very good at using computers can't copy you. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope you take the advice, and I will speak to you soon.